welcome to Dream100 Business Show, Mr. Krishnakumar. It's truly an honor and pleasure to have you on our show.
Thank you, Savitha, for having me on the show.
Awesome. So let's get started. And first and foremost, let's understand what inspired you to pursue a career in speech and hearing.
Yeah, as a child, I had a mild stammering problem, and I used to take or attend speech therapy classes at the General Hospital in Chennai. So I had to go there for the speech therapy classes at least thrice a week. That's when I saw a lot of children of different age groups coming there for speech therapy also. So then I saw that they were struggling a lot. There was a lot of frustration while they were trying to communicate amongst themselves with their parents. So that's when I said, maybe when I grow up, I should do something for these kids. So that's how I came into this field. So I got over my stammering problem and then completed my studies, applied for MBBS, but that did not happen. So I joined BSc Zoology at Presidency College, Chennai. So I was doing my third year of BSc Zoology at Chennai. But even though I was doing my zoology, I was continuing to apply for other courses like physiotherapy or speech and hearing because I wanted to do something in this field. And when I was in my third year, somewhere around August 1991, I got a letter from the college in Mumbai. In those days, it was not a England letter or a covering letter or something. It was one of those postcards which said that I got admission into the speech and hearing course at Mumbai and I was asked to join in another 10 days of time. That was around August 20th, 1991. So I was in a dilemma because I was already doing my BSc Zoology final year, and in a couple of months I would have finished my BSc Zoology. So I was in a dilemma whether I should continue doing my BSc Zoology or should I join the speech and hearing course and start from the scratch. So then I approached one of my professors and he said, Krishnakumar, whatever course you are doing just now is only of ornamental value. So if you have got a course and if you have got admission in the field of speech and hearing, so just blindly go and join. So then there was no looking back. I just took his words. In 10 days time, I was there in Mumbai, joined the course, completed the course in 1994, and it is almost 30 years now. It's 30 years now this year, basically. So that's how my journey into this field began.
Awesome. So then how did you, after you finished your speech and hearing course, how did you start off with this as a professional? From ground zero only you would have started, right?
Yes. Actually, as I said, I am from Chennai. But my uncle auntie was here and somewhere in my head I wanted to settle down in Bangalore. So I came to Bangalore.
After your course, I
came to Bangalore directly. That was around June 1994. And I started looking for a job. 30 years back, nobody knew who an audiologist was or what audiology as a subject meant, basically, this one. So
So I would just like to pause you here. So can you just tell what does an audiologist do?
We help in diagnosing and rehabilitation of people with hearing problems, basically.
Oh, okay. So that is the field of audiology. Yes,
yeah. It is a very vast and an intricate field. But I just concised it, saying that it is testing and rehabilitation of the people with hearing problems.
So then you were looking for a job in audiology.
Yes. Yes. So not many hospitals also had the audiology department, or they did not have an audiologist. So I approached a couple of hospitals, but they said we don't have an opening as of now. So then I was like desperate. I was already 2 months in Bangalore, staying at somebody's house, my uncle auntie's house. I used to go out every day at 9 o'clock, come back at 4 o'clock, looking for jobs, approaching people. But it was not happening. So I was thinking, have I done something wrong? Have I done a mistake? This one. Then one day I had a toothache. This is unrelated to this, but I had a toothache. So my auntie said, there is a dentist 3 or 4 bus stops later. So you can go and consult her. So what happened was, I was new to Bangalore. So after the second or the third stop itself, I got down at BTM layout. And I went to a medical shop and asked for the dentist. They said 2-3 buildings later, there is a dentist. You can go and consult her. So I met her. Again, I introduced her as well as taking the treatment. Then she said, we have a cabin available. So why don't you start your practice? I said, no. I first want to job. I want to have some experience, and then I will start my own practice. That will be after a couple of years from now. So I said I'm not in a hurry. I still kept my tooth problems got sorted out, but I still kept looking out for a job. That was somewhere around July 1994. It was not happening. Then I was thinking, what should I do? Have I done something wrong, or should I do? Then I said, why not have my own practice? Why not start my own practice? That's when I decided to go back to the dentist. After 2 weeks, I went to her and I said, the other day you mentioned to me that a cabin was free. Is it still available? She said, yeah, it is available. So immediately I said, okay, I'm taking up the space. And I took up the space and started Rajan Speech and Hearing on August 31st, 1994. So that's how it came into existence.
So since you had your own apprehensions that you didn't have prior experience of in the field of audiology, so now you started off in that cabin. So I'm sure that you would have had a lot of challenges to grow it because people were unaware of this audiology as a subject.
Yeah, that was definitely a big challenge because nobody knew anything about audiology. Some people knew that there is a college in Mysore, Manasa Gangotri. They had a vague idea. But then, like the dentist, whoever was the patients coming to her, I used to meet them. There was a general physician also apart from her. So whoever was coming to the clinic, I used to tell them that I'm an audiologist. I would help them with the hearing problems. And if they had their family members or anybody who wanted a hearing test or something, I'm happy to help. So I started with them. And I went around meeting ENT doctors. And we started doing camps and all those things in the initial couple of months, but it was very slow. Then in the month of around December 1994, I got a call from Manipal Hospital saying that the audiologist there is going abroad and whether I would be interested in taking up the job. I said definitely yes. I'm not going to let go of this opportunity. So I did get the job. It was a 9 to 5 job.
Oh.
That was a big challenge. It was 9 to 5 and there I just started my private practice. So I was like whether I should close down my private practice and continue only with 9 to 5 job at Manipal Hospital or should I retain both? Then I said no. I already started my clinic in the first place. So let me continue with that. So what I did was 9 to 5 I was doing the Manipal Hospital job. So at 5 o'clock or 5:15, I completed my Manipal Hospital duty. There was a ring road from Old Airport Road to through Koramangala to VTM Road. So I used to take that one. 6 o'clock, I'll reach my clinic and attend to the patients. But they were very, very minimal. Then a year later, when I was in Mumbai for a seminar, one of my seniors, Salaj Bhatnakar, he told me that there is a product called Magic Ear, which is a invisible type of a hearing aid. He said there's one Mr. Peston Chamas who's introduced it in India. So why don't you meet up with him? And if everything works out, we can introduce it in Bangalore. So I met Peston Chamas. He's a very senior person. So he said this technology has a lot of, it will be a game changer and it will have a lot of scope and it will help patients to a great extent. I learned about it in the next 2 weeks. Awesome. Then introduced it in Bangalore. So at that point of time in 95, 96, I was the first one to launch custom made in the canal hearing aids and completely in the canal hearing aids in Bangalore. That time the social stigma, even now social stigma is there, but social stigma then was very much high. People's acceptance of hearing aids was very low. So when we launched it, there was like, wow. Everybody wanted to have it. Like we used to release some small advertisements, advertorials, and I used to write in the newspapers about these products.
Wow.
So in Times of India was just coming into Bangalore at that point of time, 95, 96. So in fact, Times of India used to pay me for writing articles. Now it is other way around, but they used to pay me for writing articles in Times of India. So that's how, like we used to have, like I completed my duty at Manipal at 5 o'clock. reach my clinic at 6 o'clock, there'll be patients waiting outside, and the consultation used to go even till 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30 also, because people from like Hubli, Tumkur, Mysore, Mandya and all used to come wait because they wanted to have that invisible hearing aid. They didn't want something that goes behind the ear.
Okay.
They didn't want it to be very obvious and all those things basically. So then that's how my practice started. This
Awesome.
one. Yeah.
So didn't you think of growing a team, because you are being overloaded, you are working there also, you had more number of patients also. So didn't you think of hiring somebody?
Yes. 2 years later, 1996, one of my juniors from Mumbai, when I was in third year, she was in first year, Jayanti, she was one of my juniors. So she joined me in 1996 basically. So she started helping me and we started working as a team. So over a period of time, we started working as a team, and over a period of time, I realized that the chemistry between us was happening, and then one day I proposed to her.
Awesome.
And she took her time to say yes to me, and from then on, and then we got married, and from then on we have been together. And the next 2 years we'll be completing our 30 years of married life together.
Wow.
She has been, I should say that she has been my support throughout this journey, throughout the ups and downs that we have had. She has been my support through the journey basically.
So then Rajan speech and hearing started growing since you were 2 now, you are able to distribute work and expand to a very large extent, is it?
It took us some time because we did not expand immediately. It took us a couple of years to do that expansion, but we were doing a lot of awareness programs, we were doing a lot of camps, we were doing a lot of what would I say? We participated in one of the exhibitions that Pragati Maidan organized by the government of India. So like that, we were trying to create an awareness. But then slowly we started setting up retail clinics across Bangalore. We started our first clinic apart from Residency Road, which was our corporate clinic, was in Koramangala. Then we gradually grew across across the city. And we tied up with Manipal Hospital also, the old airport road, to provide audiological services to the hospital.
Great. So now let me understand. You were having a cabin in old airport road, right? And from there you started having a series of outlets.
Yeah, the first clinic was in BTM layout.
Okay.
That was my first clinic. And then BTM, in those days, BTM layout, nobody knew where is BTM layout. So if I had to tell BTM, I had to explain a lot where is BTM layout. Then we moved, after 2 years later, we moved on to the Residency Road clinic, which is our corporate clinic now. So from there, we started opening up different centers, and our tie-ups with other hospitals started happening.
Awesome. So that means to say that you became an entrepreneur in the process. So what were the challenges, since you were not from this entrepreneurial background? I'm sure you would have had a lot of challenges when you started expanding. So can you just highlight on the challenges of an entrepreneur and what were your learnings?
As you rightly said, as the first time into the business, and I did land up doing a lot of mistakes, many mistakes. I would have forgotten about them also. Rather, I don't want to remember those mistakes. One of the main one, or one major one, would be like one of my cousins was there. So we started a computer franchisee. Like in those days, Aptech Computers was there. Like that, Wintech Computers was there for training students in Java and other specialities. So they said we will take up a franchisee and we will start training students. And I was saying, okay, I'll also join hands together. We will invest and we will start. But a couple of months down the lane, they both, the husband and wife, they got a job in the US, and they said, okay, we got a job, we can't refuse, so we are going. And then I was left with this institution, with the students and the faculty, and I know nothing of Java or anything of that. Plus I have my job, I have my clients, everything. So we had to ultimately close it down. and close it down. So that was one of my major learnings. Then I decided if I do not know anything from my field, then I'm not going to venture into that aspect of business basically. So I will get into something where I know what I'm doing and where I can be in control of this one. So that was one of my major challenges. Apart from that, I did open a center in Coimbatore along with an ENT doctor, but that did not happen. So like that, couple of things. But then I used to think if I had not experimented, like opening up a center here, there, or something like that, then I will not know what is working, what is not working. But the thing was, I did a mistake or I faced a challenge, then learned from the challenge and then moved on basically. So that is what has helped me.
Okay, awesome. So now, like as we see here, it is Rajan Speech and Hearing which got established all over Bangalore. How did Rajan Speech and Hearing become EarFon?
That's an interesting, this one goes back. See, when we started, I started my clinic as Rajan Speech and Hearing Center. It was named after my grandfather. But in Bangalore and in India, people always have a tendency, Rajan Speech and Hearing means there is a Dr. Rajan. So they used to ask for Dr. Rajan, Dr. Rajan. So then I had to explain to many patients that there is no Dr. Rajan, there is no Rajan. It is me, Krishnakumar, who started it in memory of my grandfather. So that's how. But then when we wanted to expand and expand our centers and go across cities, like in Mumbai and other places, then we said Rajan Speech and Hearing may not work there. So we wanted to have a generic name. So that's how HearFon came into existence. So in 2014, we rebranded it as HearFon. So that's how it's been as HearFon from 2014 onwards.
Awesome. So now after you rebranded it to EarFon, how did the growth and expansion of EarFon happen? Did a lot of people have a lot of trust?
Yeah, we were already been in the market since 1994. So that then this happened in 2014, the shift from Rajan Speech to HearFon. So a lot of people knew us, and a lot of people who are our existing customers, they started referring their friends or relatives to us. A lot of our clients who were children at that point of time, so many 8 years, 10 years, 15 years back, they were grown up by that time, and then they used to come back for us for repeat services or for further follow-ups and so on basically. So one is, I would say, it is word of mouth. It was a good experience at our clinics. And what happened is, myself and Jayanti, through our experience, we have all learned it from the basics basically. When you come out of college, you are not taught everything in college basically. It's all academic, this one. So we have worked together from ground zero. So we know how a system works and what works, what does not work basically. So together we have put in systems and protocols, myself and Jayanti, to ensure that the patient or a client has a great experience with us, and we handle the patient through the life of the hearing aid basically. It's not that we have dispensary hearing aid and that's all our this one
Service
ends. It is not that way basically. In hearing aids, you don't get immediate gratification. It is a process. So it is a slow process. You need to come back for fine tuning. You need to come back for adjustments. You need to come for annual hearing checkups. So that's how we handle them basically.
So that is your USP, building relationship with the patient, which is a lifelong commitment.
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
And since both of us, both the founders, myself and Jayanti, are from this field, we know exactly what are the pain points. And like compared to a corporate hearing clinic where the management might be different, the audiologists are different, there is no connect between what is happening at the ground level, that is not the case. So I would say that is our USP.
Awesome. Great. Now, I'm sure like as you started expanding and you started navigating through the challenges, that was when actually COVID hit us. So did COVID affect your expansion plans in any way?
Yeah, COVID did hit us, this one, because at that point of time in 2019, we had tied up with Apollo clinics for setting up around 30 shop-in-shop models. That means audiology centers within Apollo hospitals, Apollo clinics. But then what happened was we did set up the 30 centers within Apollo clinics.
Wow.
It was across Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, and Pune, Vizag, and Mysore. Okay,
Oh.
so in a span of 3 to 4 months, we recruited, we put the equipments, we made it operational in 3 to 4 months, and we were seeing a lot of patients and consulting them. 6 months down the line, COVID hit us. COVID hit us very hard because after the COVID hit, all the Apollo clinics got converted into fever clinics, and no patient wanted to come to the clinic for a consultation. Like who would want to come for a hearing consultation in times of COVID? So nobody wanted to. So that was a big time disaster which had financial implications for us as well.
Oh.
So we had to go through a very bad patch in those times. But then with the help of, with the support and help of my family, friends and well-wishers from the industry with whom we had been all this time, so we were able to come out of the whole bad this one phase during the COVID times. Also, how I kept myself busy, and this one was by exercising regularly, walking at least 8 to 10 kilometers every day, doing yoga, managed to keep ourselves afloat.
Didn't you think of online consultation during that time?
Online consultation also we did try, but hearing it is something where somebody would want to experience and have a means they would want to experience the hearing aid, see how they are able to hear in different situations. We did launch a platform for online hearing testing and all those things. And another thing, challenges in India, the acceptance of online is little, online consultation is little it's not so easily accepted as it is abroad basically. So it might take, so we did try a hybrid model, like wherein we will have an online hearing test, online consultation, then our audiologists will go home and have a consultation and give them an experience. But then acceptance is still on the lower level for an online hearing test and consultation in India yet.
So now can you give an insight about the kind of awareness programs that you are doing to create more awareness?
Yeah, we have always been doing a lot of awareness programs because, as I said, in those days, 1994 onwards, nobody knew about audiology as a course, as a subject. Nobody knew what this one. So we have always been doing, and we have mastered that this one. What would master doing those marketing campaigns and this one awareness programs. So, like in those days, we launched a hearing helpline for the hearing impaired, or rather a helpline for the hearing impaired.
Like Just Dial.
So like maybe so like patients, even now that number is existing 41510404. So a lot of people continue to call up us on that number, saying that they have this problem, how to get it sorted out and all those things. So hearing helpline launch at that point of time was something big at that point of time. Then we launched an infant hearing screening program. This program was launched by late Dr. Girish Karnad, the famous actor basically. So he launched the hearing infant hearing screening program for us. And we launched a hearing awareness campaign for the police department. So a lot of traffic people, traffic policemen who are exposed to loud sounds came for the hearing test. This is some time back. And we had done one more initiative wherein we had measured the noise levels at different points in the city basically. So the normal noise level in the city should be around 60 to 70 decibels. Whereas when we measured, we found that it is around peaking between 110 to 120 decibels in the peak hours, say around 9 to 10 o'clock, even in Residency Road, Majestic, Kempegowda bus station and all those things. Then we have done a lot of interviews and programs with the news channels and with a newspaper also. I have been invited as part of awareness campaign by a lot of TV channels to talk on different subjects. I remember once Doordarshan. I was on a Doordarshan Chandana program. There was a program called Chandana. I don't know whether it's still there, but I was invited. It was a live program. The number was, the countdown had happened 10, 9, 8. That was a Kannada program. I can't forget it. When the number came to 0, I totally forgot my Kannada. So I had to start in English and then switch over to Kannada. So we've done it. It's been a great journey, even doing those awareness programs.
Okay, so now that earphone is there, why do you think people keep coming back to earphone again and again? Though I'm sure there will be a lot of hearing aid centers as well in Bangalore.
See, basically, I have started this company from ground zero. That means in those days, there was no technology available and we did not have that experience. So, whatever we have learned over the past 30 years is by interacting with patients day in and day out. So, that gives us a lot of advantage because we know when there is a challenge, when there is a technical issue, we know how to solve it. So both myself and Jayanti being founders and both having almost 28 to 30 years of experience gives us that advantage over other hearing aid centers or other hearing aid clinics in Bangalore. And another thing is, our patients to whom we have been attending all these years, we have seen how improvement happens, how life progresses in their case with respect to hearing loss. Some of the children for whom we have fitted hearing aid, they have grown up, so we know how the progression has happened. Some of the elderly people, say at the age of 55, 60, we would have fitted hearing aids, so we know how the hearing loss progresses. And since it's me and Jayanti who are handling patients, we know more, I would say we know more about each patient personally. This gives a more personal touch to the patients. Many times patients get us sweets and other this one out of a relationship that we have formed over a period of years. We get invited even to their private functions and other things because we have a bond with that this one. Unlike in other clinics where it is more transactional, you come, buy a hearing aid and you're gone, that's it. Later if you have any adjustment or thing, you go back to that. But there's no it is more of a transactional, whereas here it is more of a personal bonding that happens and which has happened over a period of time basically. And 30 years is a pretty long time for us to be in the market. And in many times patients refer their friends, relatives who require hearing aids, saying go meet Krishnakumar or Jayanti, they will do the best, and we have not let them down. So of late we still do these awareness programs. Of late we have launched a channel on Instagram.
Wow.
Wherein I address a lot of enquiries or queries that come from patients. They have many doubts, but they don't know whom to approach. So they keep it amongst themselves. So now people have started writing to us or messaging us nowadays on WhatsApp. Wow. So can I use hearing aids 12 to 14 hours a day? Can I take shower with my hearing aids? Can I sleep with the hearing aids on? So what we do is during these awareness programs, so I address all these programs on the Instagram so that awareness is there. As I said, the penetration rate of hearing aids is only around 5% in India, as compared to 30% in the US, okay, and other countries abroad basically. So the penetration rate is very, very less. Obviously, lack of awareness, social stigma, number of audiologists available in India is very low. Only around 650 to 700 audiologists pass out every year for a big country like India. So these are some of the challenges, and this is where we are trying to contribute and make or help with the awareness programs. And you will see maybe in the coming future that we will be coming out with a lot of awareness programs to help create an awareness about hearing problems.
Okay, so now let's understand that how did you bounce back after COVID? You faced a lot of challenges during COVID.
Yeah, as I said, COVID did hit us hard, and it's been a long struggle. But being positive, we were very positive that we will soon come out of these challenges. Helped us in those times. I didn't break down. So that was most, as I said, I kept myself engaged in gymming, going out for long walks, and all those things. So that kept me active. But then I started looking out for different opportunities at that point, from that point of time. So then, couple of months before, we were awarded an award by the Health Minister of Karnataka. It's called as a Center of Excellence in Hearing Health.
Wow.
So that was a big time recognition for us, basically. And recently, maybe a month back, we tied up with Narayana Health to open or to operate audiology clinics within 7 of their clinics.
Wow.
So that also this one, and also we are in talks with a couple of maybe 2 or 3 corporate hospitals to set up similar audiology clinics within their hospitals. So we are bouncing back slowly, but definitely we are bouncing back.
Awesome. Congratulations on the award which you have received, and you guys have stood very strong for a long period of time. So because of that experience, I'm sure you will be able to create a lot of help to the people in terms of audiology. So for future young aspiring people who want to come into this field, do you have any kind of advice for them, for future audiologists or entrepreneurs who want to venture into this field?
To all budding audiologists who are graduating from college, I would want to share a few thoughts. What we learn at college is all theoretical. The actual learning starts once you start consulting patients. My advice would be to first gain experience at a hospital or at a clinic with a good audiologist as your mentor. This will ensure that you have a strong foundation and a better grasp of the subject, because the science of hearing is quite complex and requires intricate learning. Additionally, I have observed that many audiologists, after gaining couple of years of experience in India, apply and go abroad and settle down there in countries like Australia, US, Dubai, and so on. While this is a personal choice, I would encourage you to consider settling down in India and contributing to the growth of the profession here in India. Your expertise and commitment can make a significant impact on the field of audiology and elevate it to the next level.
Awesome. So with this, we almost come to the end of this conversation. I wish EarFon a very happy 30th anniversary, which is coming up on 31st of August. And I hope you guys reach out in a very bigger way to a larger audience. So if people want to get in touch with you, how do you think is the right way to get in touch with you?
Thank you so much for the encouragement and the kind words. We, as I said, we have a helpline number, which is
still existing.
Which is still existing, and we have a toll-free number also. So people can reach out to us, and we are there. We are happy to help them. Hear better.
Awesome.
I would say hear better and listen to life.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much for your amazing insights and for your wonderful sharing of your beautiful journey. I'm sure many of the people who view this will do get benefited. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.